Good evening, seventh grade parents. We're glad that you could join us for our Zoom meeting about the upcoming seventh grade field trip in May. Yesterday, the seventh graders got to hear from Tim Grayson about the trip, and we wanted to give you guys the same chance to have your questions answered and just learn how the trip will work. So before we dive in, I'll just introduce Tim. He's been working with us a lot this school year on several different projects to get our kids in the outdoors as part of our Monticello Outside program. So he's helped us do kayaking and snowshoeing and now camping, which we're really excited about. Tim's the program director at Wasatch Mountain Institute, so he has a wealth of experience. He's the expert in helping our kids get outside and do it safely and to help them understand the process and to feel really comfortable outdoors. So we're really grateful for our partnership with Wasatch Mountain Institute. And I told the kids yesterday that they'll be in great hands because Tim knows how to do this and they have all the equipment and the expertise, which is going to make it a really great experience for our kids. So thank you so much, Tim, and your organization for helping us with this. And I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you so much. As Dane mentioned, my name is Tim Grayson. I'm the program director for Wasatch Mountain Institute. We are just thrilled to be partnering with Monticello Academy. It's been wonderful to get to know your teachers and students over the past year, and we're super grateful for your dedication to wanting to get your kids outside and engage in place-based learning opportunities that allows them to connect to the natural world. And we've been running our overnight camping program for about 4 years now. Or I should say, yeah, we had our first overnight programs in the spring of 23. And so we kind of have a pretty good system down now. And we're really excited to bring this to your seventh graders as well. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I have a little presentation to share with you. And I promise I won't take too long. Really, the purpose of this evening is just to give you some more information about this trip to make sure I'm able to ease any concerns that you might have, to allow you to ask any questions that you might have about the trip, and just to provide more information about what it's all about. As Dane mentioned, I had a chance to come to campus yesterday and meet your students and see your fabulous school. And so you may have heard some information that came home from that. And now you get to hear it directly yourself. So um, let's see here. Oops. I'm going to share my screen.
As you're doing that, Tim, I realize I should probably set the scene a little bit more so parents know a little bit about why we're doing this. But um, 3 years ago now, when we uh, banned personal devices during the school day, one aspect of that was we didn't want to just take something away. We wanted to replace it. We wanted to not just get kids off screens, but also have them do more real life experiences that will challenge them and help them learn how to take appropriate risks and interact with each other and enjoy the beauty of the world. And so we've developed this curriculum of all these experiences that we hope will help our kids appreciate where we live here in Utah, the beautiful places there are, as well as reinforce academics through science learning and writing and art. So this is part of this bigger initiative we have at Monticello to really give our kids these rich experiences and hopefully plant seeds that they can continue to grow as they get older. So we've been fortunate to partner with groups like the Wasatch Mountain Institute to make that happen.
So this is just a picture of the banks of the Provo River where it flows into the Jordanelle Reservoir. And that's going to be the location for the overnight camping trip at a place called Rock Cliff Recreation Area, which is part of Jordanelle State Park. But that gives you kind of an idea of where we're going to be hanging out. And I want to talk about why we're doing this in the first place, a little bit about the program itself, what to expect, and some reminders as we're preparing for this trip and things to keep in mind. And then we'll just open it up for some questions. So, number one, outdoor education is a great opportunity to connect to content. We can cover lots of different standards in the outdoors. And so we like to weave in both the recreation side of this trip. We want it to be a celebration of your school year, and to teach kids new skills that might help them feel more comfortable in the outdoors and give them more confidence to want to continue to explore in the outdoors. but we also want to teach about some of our local ecology. We are located right in this riparian zone that is full of biodiversity and a lot of birds in the spring this time of year. And so it's a chance to really learn about some of our local flora and fauna, some of the important information about our watershed, um, and an opportunity to tie in some art as well. But really, going back to kind of Wasatch Mountain Institute's um, uh, real mission is to connect students to the natural world and help them develop what we call a sense of place. And so for a lot of kids, we realize that, maybe they haven't had an opportunity to get up in the mountains before. We really want them to see how special this place is so that they form a personal relationship with the outdoors, and it becomes something that they care about and want to continue to care about as they, move through their adolescence. So our hope is they walk away from this trip with a different relationship with this place they call home, and a different appreciation for the beauty of the Wasatch. It's also a great chance to connect with teachers and peers. It's been a great school year, and so this really should be a celebration to strengthen those bonds that have been formed. And it's a great way to connect with teachers and see them in a different light than you're used to in the classroom. It really, leads to deeper positive relationships between teachers and students. Um, and then lastly, an opportunity for them to connect to themselves and have some experience of interpersonal growth. They might be challenged in different ways, or there might be some experiences that are hard for them, or maybe they're stepping out of their comfort zone a little bit. And we really believe that's where personal growth happens, through challenging themselves in positive ways, and maybe facing adversity and learning new skills that they didn't know they had in the first place. So it's our hope that this is an empowering experience for uh, our students as well. So a little bit about going back to where we're located. So Rock Cliff Recreation Area is part of Jordanelle State Park. The Hailstone Campground is the main campground and park headquarters on the west side of the reservoir, kind of right behind Deer Valley. But we are on the east side of the park where the Provo flows into the reservoir, and there's a whole arm of the Jordanelle Reservoir that extends to the east towards Camas and Francis, and really nestled right at the foot of the Uinta Mountains, and in this nice little protected space. And so the map here shows generally where students will be spending all their time. Where it says field, just below that, there's some a little path with some circles. Those are kind of our campsites. So we'll all be camping in that general area and spending time in this whole zone here. And just so you know, while there is a brand new campground that's opened up at Rockcliffe that is open to the public, that's on the south side of the river. And where we are, where we're going to be camping, and where this map shows, is the area just to the north of the river. And that's closed to the public for overnight camping. So we'll have this place all to ourselves. No need to be concerned about, just the general public kind of coming in and interacting with us. While the park is open to the public during the day, and we might have some visitors, WMI has the sole rights to camp there in the evening. So I wanted to go through the schedule, and discuss kind of what to expect for the daily schedule. The hope is that we'll depart school at 9 a.m. and arrive to Rockcliffe roughly 10 a.m. We'll have a little introduction to campus and divide up into smaller field groups, and those will be led by WMI instructors and staff from Monticello Academy. The first thing we'll do is set up tents, because that's best practice when you go camping, is to make sure you have your shelter systems in place in case any weather might come in. So we'll go right into teaching students how to pitch a tent and square away their stuff so that it's organized and protected. That will lead up to lunch, and students should be bringing lunch from home or school on that first day. From there, they'll be moving through rotations in the afternoon, different learning stations. We'll be studying water quality, and specifically looking at macroinvertebrates, which are an important part of the food chain that help feed our fish and other organisms. also are indicators of water quality. So they'll be able to get up and close and personal with some pretty cool bugs in the water and learn about water quality, do some water quality testing as well. Um, we have a station that's really just dedicated to nature journaling and cultivating some mindfulness and awareness, teaching kids how to make observations and just to be still in nature. We think that there's a lot of value in slowing down um, and just really being present and appreciating the beauty of where we are. And we're going to introduce some watercoloring techniques as well, just to help students make some further connections or tap into some of those artistic and creative elements that help you connect to the outdoors. We have a short hiking trail that we're going to bring students on that goes up the cliffside and give students a little perspective of the watershed and campus. And then we have a station that's really dedicated to campsite setup. So all the principles surrounding how to camp in a safe way, in a way that follows practices like leave no trace, and really teaching students the skills to do that. And there's also things like cook stoves and kitchen boxes and cook stations and things like that that need to be brought to their campsite. So they're all going to take part in doing that and setting up their campsites. Um, and then we'll have, oops, excuse me, we'll have dinner at our campsites that first night. And in the evening, there's also an opportunity to explore our nature center. We like to share information about our bat communities that live at Rockcliffe. And if we get lucky, we might be able to see some bats emerging from the bat houses as evening sunset comes in. And then we'll also have a little campfire with some s'mores after dinner and in the evening as well. From there, it's going to be really just some self-care time. Students are going to be brushing their teeth and getting ready for bed. We'll have a little reflection at the end of the day, and ideally be in their tents and asleep by 9:30. We'll see how that goes. Sometimes they like to push that a little bit, but we like to remind them that we're all in this together. So please don't keep us up all night with your tent chatter. But no, it's balanced with understanding that this is a great time for kids just to have fun, and so we like to strike that balance. The next day we have a 7 a.m. wake up, and we'll be really kind of dedicated to breaking down camp. We'll have breakfast at our campsites as well, and then kind of going through all the steps of how to fold up a tent, how to roll a sleeping pad, how to stuff a sleeping bag, knowing that we're all in this together. So we're going to take part in cleaning up our campsites and packing everything up. And we'll have a little reflection after that, and then on the bus by about 10:30, heading back to school with the idea that they're back to school by lunchtime on the second day. So a couple things to keep in mind about this trip. This idea of sense of place is really important, and that's going to be something that we're trying to cultivate. In addition, just slowing down and giving kids an opportunity to, as we mentioned earlier, just unplugging from electronic devices and really slowing down and appreciating and reflecting on the school year that they've had, and a chance to really just sort of slow down to do that. We do have some nighttime sounds. I told the kids that sometimes we hear owls or other birds in the evening, um, and so not to be alarmed by that. If we're lucky, we'll be going to bed to the sound of our frogs that are singing to us in our little pond, which is always a nice night. Um, and then also just that it gets chilly at night. So as you are probably aware, springtime in the Wasatch, particularly in the mountains, we're about 6,000 feet elevation. It can get pretty chilly. So to be prepared for that, and that means packing layers and a warm coat, winter hat. I'm going to go into a little bit more of the packing list in just a bit, but just to be prepared for it to be chilly at night. I often get questions about bears. We don't have bears in our location. Well, black bears are found in the Wasatch. It's not a large population, and we've never seen any evidence of bears there. Also, we have bathroom buildings, a bathroom building available for the students. There's a boys' side and a girls' side. We also have bathrooms at the nature center with flushable toilets and sinks and all that. So they won't be roughing it. No need to worry about you know um, pit toilets or porta potties or anything like that. So things as far as gear goes. We are going to be providing our sleeping bags, pads, and tents to the students. So even if your child has that gear, we ask that you just leave that at home. It helps create just a consistent set of gear for all the students to have. And we know that our gear is really strong, waterproof, warm gear that's going to keep the kids safe. We have 0 degree rated bags with fleece liners, um, and uh, and so we ask that we just utilize our gear for those. We also have rain jackets and rain pants, extra boots, extra fleece layers, gloves, should any students need any additional gear that they might not have been able to bring from home. And we'll be providing all the kitchen gear, stoves, dishes, things like that. Um, so what do they need to bring? As I mentioned, a sweater and jacket, long pants, underwear, socks, closed-toed shoes. Really just the idea of dressing in layers. It might be warm and sunny during the day, and so shorts or short sleeve shirts are fine. But having layers to put on in the evening. Myself, I tend to wear light synthetic layers. That is the best for keeping me protected from the sun or mosquitoes or things like that. So that's what I typically encourage students to wear if they have it. They will need to bring their own toiletries, so toothbrush or any other toiletries that they might need. And a pillow is very important to remember. We don't have pillows that we provide for students, so we ask that they bring their own pillow. When they're in their tent, if they would like a book to read to help them go to sleep, or maybe they wake up a little early and they just want to read a little bit, always encourage them to bring a book. If there's a stuffy or some other type of personal item that is, provides some emotional security or anything like that, or just that's important to them, they're welcome to bring that as well. Um, we have water bottles also. If a student doesn't have a water bottle, we'll be providing them with a water bottle. But if they do have one, we encourage them to bring their own water bottle and maybe a light day pack as well, just to wear around that they could carry a water bottle or an extra layer in if they need or um, anything like that. That's not required. They don't necessarily need that, but some students just like to have kind of their own personal setup. Um, as far as food goes, so as I mentioned, school or home lunch the first day, we'll be providing snacks when students arrive and also in the afternoon. And then the menu for the evening is turkey burritos. We find that this is a great meal because it's a fun meal for the kids to make. Students are going to be taking part in preparing and cooking and cleaning up for all of our meals. Um, and this is a meal that can be made to be vegetarian or vegan or gluten free, depending on any food dietary restrictions or allergies that you might have. Um, we'll have a little dessert in the evening. We have our s'mores for students to make over the campfire as well. And then in the morning, we'll kind of have like a cold breakfast with bagels and cream cheese. We can toast up our bagels and we'll have yogurt, fruit, cereal, items like that. A hot beverage as well in the morning. We typically provide hot chocolate or tea for the students. And then we'll have a little snack for them before they head off back on the bus and back to school. Items important to leave at home. So we're going to ask that this is again an electronics free experience. So no cell phones. Please leave those at home. Tablets, music players, headphones, things like that. We just ask that those be left at home. I had a student ask about a camera. If they have like a point and shoot camera or a little Polaroid camera, something like that, that they want to take some pictures with, they're welcome to bring that. But besides that, I know that adults will be kind of documenting the experience. So we'll have plenty of pictures. And yeah, beyond that, we just ask that they leave that other stuff at home. And really just anything of value. We are going to be camping. There's a chance that something could get damaged or broken or lost or so, as far as like a fancy watch or anything of significant value, probably best to leave that at home. That's all I have for you. So, happy to answer any questions that you all might have. Again, I want to thank you for your trust in us and keeping your kids safe and providing this positive experience in the outdoors. And I want to thank you for your time this evening. I know it's hard to juggle dinner and evening activities with everything. So thanks for making some time to come.
Tim,
Matthew, go ahead.
I'm going to
Oh yeah,
mention
go ahead,
two
Dane.
things as people think of their questions. One is to clarify the day one, day two schedule. We're going to send all the girls on Monday, May 11th, and they'll come back May 12th. The boys will come out May 12th. They're going to switch places on the bus, and the boys will stay the night of Tuesday, May 12th, and come back Wednesday, May 13th. And then just I got to plug, this is a great opportunity for your kids to get, if they haven't been camping much or familiar with the outdoors, this is a great first experience. Next year, as eighth graders, we plan to take them, as we are this year, to Southern Utah on a 3 night, 4 day trip. And so this is a great kind of way to build them up toward that trip. Manny, I see you got a question.
And I would just also add, feel free to drop a question in the chat if you'd like. And I put my email address in there as well. If anybody wants to reach out to me personally with any questions or concerns, you're always welcome to do that. Go ahead, Manny. You might be muted, Manny.
Yeah, I couldn't get my touch screen to work there for a second. Um, there's a dumb question, but have you guys sent out that PowerPoint that you had right there so we could take a second look at it? I'm not sure if you've got that option or not, but I'd like to have it.
Yeah, I know that I sent it to Sean, and he has a copy of that. But I'm sure I could send it to Dane, and he could send it out to you all as well if you'd like. If you'd like that.
Well, it's just got
Yeah,
some information in there that I'd like to look at again. But yeah, if you can do that, that'd be great. If not, we'll make it work.
we can definitely send that out for sure.
I had a question. I may have missed it, but do they need to bring flashlights or headlamps or anything like that?
That's a great question, Emil. Thank you. We will be providing headlamps for students, but if they have their own personal headlamp that they'd like to bring, that's great because sometimes we're, short on headlamps or they're low on batteries or things like that. If you have your own headlamp or flashlight, it's fine as well that they would like to bring. They're welcome to bring that. I ask that you put their name on it though, just so in case it gets mixed up, we can get that back to the right person.
Definitely, yeah.
Did you answer which teachers will be going on the 2 nights?
We are finalizing the second night, but the first night we will have so Mr. Graves, the seventh grade math teacher, will be there on both nights. Mrs. Heinig, our fearless principal, is going to join on the first night, as well as a teacher, Miss Green from our other campus will be there. We'll have just a handful of girls from the other campus there on the first night. We'll have at least one parent chaperone that Mr. Graves is identifying from the permission slips. The second night will be Mr. Graves, Mr. Martinez, our hall monitor, I believe Coach Allen, but I need to confirm that. So that's the plan for our faculty members.
Something I didn't mention that I'll just go ahead and add. I've had this question a few times before. All of our instructors and our instructor team have been trained and are certified in first aid and CPR, as well as a food handler's permit. And then just up the street, in case of any type of emergency, about 20 minutes away is the Park City Hospital. So while it does feel like we're kind of up in the mountains, we really are not in the backcountry by any means, and certainly accessible and close to definitive medical care.
Good. If there are no more questions, I'll go ahead and hit stop record so we can finish this. And thank you all for coming. Really appreciate your parents being here. And we look forward to having this awesome experience with your kids.